It's gonna be crazy, guys. And we're not talking about, at this point, we're talking about women's college hoops. Do we even need we say more?
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back to another Thursday here at Small Fish Big Pond with the twins you know and love, Ren and Joe. Disclaimer before we get into it. I have been sick. Like very, very badly sick. Is that even the right? Is that even the right? I've been down bad, horrendous. Okay? For the last like week and a half. I am,
and then you got me sick in the process. Like,
okay, like that's just the way the world works. People get
everything's
sick.
About you. Okay. Spreading little germs everywhere.
But yeah, so I've been sick, so we had a whole lot planned. We almost didn't do this today.
Yeah, it was tough, man. Like I woke up this morning at like 4 a.m. with like the rudest sore throat, and I was like, I don't know if I can make it. By like 8 a.m. I was down bad.
You didn't
like
see my face, but they saw my face.
Oh, fuck you. Anyways,
that's not very nice.
Yeah, no, we've been down bad, exhausted, tired, sick. So it took a lot for us to put out an episode this week.
So this is our pity episode.
Bear with us. We wanted to keep it consistent for y'all, put out something every week. I still think we got a great episode planned for you, so no worries.
Stay tuned. I just wanted to give that disclaimer.
If I hop off camera to blow my nose or cough, just allow it.
Speaking of, I feel my free one coming up right about now anyway, so yeah, stick around. We got a lot. We got
episode 3. Let's get it.
March Madness.
The coolest DJ.
I didn't need an echo.
You.
Anyways, March Madness.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, guys. And we're not talking about, at this point, we're talking about women's college hoops. Do we even need we say more?
Yeah, I haven't really paid. Like, men's side, very quickly, UNC is my team. We'll go very far. We'll go Final Four. Do I think we'll win? Nah, I think that's going to be Houston. Come back to this episode if Houston wins. I'll be cashing out on that bet. Yeah, that's all I got to say about the men's. That's it.
And I have less, so. Yeah.
Do you even have anything?
No, I just said less because,
less is more. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Anyway, moving on to stuff that we actually care about. On the women's side, women's college hoops, we got, I know last episode we gave you guys our early Final Four prediction.
I think mine will change. We're going to fill out our brackets today. We'll kind of screen record that while we're doing it, let y'all in on the process, what that looks like for us. For anybody that is looking to put out a bracket, you have until the end of the day today to fill out that bracket. Today isn't Thursday. Because you looking at me like today isn't today? No, today isn't Thursday. At the end of the day, Thursday, y'all will have that'll be your last chance to fill out a bracket because Friday is the first set of games, March 22nd. So just make sure if you are gonna put out a bracket, you do so before then. For me, my bracket hasn't really changed much. I think I said Iowa in the Final Four. That I would argue is a no-go. I think UCLA takes them out in the Elite 8. But we'll see.
UCLA is tough.
It's tough.
Kiki Rice.
Tough. So we'll see about that one. But I think that's the only change I'd make. I think Texas is going. South Carolina for sure is going. I have a feeling South Carolina might have like a truly undefeated season. Like win the whole thing.
I think if they're gonna win the whole thing this year, like last year, LSU was just like dominating, dominant.
They were a force.
And I think if it was LSU versus South Carolina, the outcome would not have been different. LSU was gonna walk away with that
chip either way.
I think, Iowa exposed them and South Carolina stepped up, like stepped up. They're playing wicked basketball right now. I can't say like Iowa's not eating. I think they finished 26 and 4, 29 and 4. They only took 4 losses on the season either way. Do I think they're going to make it to the Final Four? I didn't put them in my Final Four because I don't think so. I still don't think so. I can't name 16 teams that are going to beat Iowa, but I could probably give you 8. UConn, I don't think I had them in my Final Four, but they're an honorable mention. I think that they are playing some really good basketball. I just think that there's a lot better basketball like that's being played.
Other teams are playing better. Like UConn is playing great basketball.
Yeah, but other teams are playing better. And the reality of it is like they're the lowest seed. Like they're the 3 seed, which is the lowest seed they've been in since 2005. So when you have like I'm not saying that means that they're not still going to make it to the Elite 8 or even the Final 4. That just means that there's other people that are coming for that spot and just playing way better basketball.
Well, part of the reason why I even have UCLA beating Iowa is because I have USC beating UConn. And then
out of Portland,
3? And then USC losing to UCLA. So when you think about the competition that UConn has to go up against, let's say they beat USC. Okay, cool. There's no way they beat UCLA.
Yeah. And UCLA, like, when you have your best player putting up average numbers, that means your team is doing what it needs to be doing for you to be as successful as you are. And, you know, UCLA, they're, what division is UCLA in? Got it right here.
Little side story. I went to the gym the other day. Why is it that when people use the showers, right, they get into the change room and they is butt ass naked? You are not at home. Like, you're not at home. This is a public place. Like, you should be able to be charged for public indecency or whatever the freaking thing is.
Eyes closed, just swanging.
No, like, tell me why, I finished my workout.
Everything hanging.
I finished my workout. I go in, I work out at LA. I go, into the change room. I go to put down my bag. I look to my right. There's this lady butt ass naked. And it's only ever the white people. I'm sorry. I've never seen a black person or an Asian person or a brown person, butt ass naked in a change room at the gym. So, I looked to my right. I'm about to put my stuff down. I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't be seeing that. So I'm like, okay, let me find another spot to put my shit down. Right? The spot that my locker is actually at is another one. Butt ass naked. And this time she's old. Like, this time I'm like, I definitely don't need to be seeing this. You know what I did?
Are you ageist?
You want me walk out your bag? Like, I literally took my bag and said, you know what? I'm going to go stretch. Okay, so I left with my shit and went to go stretch, hoping that by the time I got back, people would have some fucking clothes.
Why would you set yourself up for failure?
In what way?
Well, were they gone when you got back?
Yes, they were.
Oh.
So the plan worked. Thank you very much. My eyes are healed. Thank you very much.
Nobody was asking. Nobody cares.
But yeah, put some fucking clothes on when you at the gym. Ain't nobody need to see you butt ass naked. That's all I ask. You ain't home. Shit. Anyways, you find this region?
Yeah. They in the Pac-12 with
Pac-12?
Stanford, USC.
Big East, baby.
Stanford,
that's where you come
USC,
from. Big East.
Colorado, and Utah to name, like, and Arizona, but Arizona got CBG Jada Williams over there.
Hey, yo, But anyways, moving on. Let's get into our brackets. while Josée and I are doing our brackets, I'll tell y'all about the Offset concert that I went to on Sunday.
That I was supposed to go to.
They were supposed to go to, but she
I
was
was sick as shit.
So I'll tell y'all a little bit about that, and then just how the weekend went. Yeah, let's get into it. All right.
Okay, let's...
Break time.
For those that know nothing and are still watching, let's do like a little crash course. So there are 4 regions. Okay? There are 4 regions of teams that make up the entire March Madness tournament. So you have Albany 1 and 2 and Portland 3 and 4. Okay? In total, that makes 64 teams because there's 16 teams in each region. Okay?
You got 4 number 1 seeds.
Every region has a number 1 all the way to number 16. And then it's just like any regular bracket. First place will play last place and so on and so forth, right? Which bracket do you want to start with?
Let's just go in order. Let's start with Albany 1, which would be South Carolina. And then we'll work our way over to Iowa, then Texas, then USC.
Okay.
Or USC, then Texas, either way. All right. So we got South Carolina versus SHU. Obviously, South Carolina. We got North Carolina versus Michigan.
North Carolina's... You know what? I'm calling an upset from Michigan State.
Okay. And we got...
I seen Deja Kelly too much on TikTok. She need to lock in.
Oklahoma. Then we got Oklahoma and Florida Gulf Coast.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Oklahoma, take that.
Indiana for sure.
Indiana.
Nebraska's winning for sure.
Oregon.
Between Mississippi and Marquette.
I think Marquette wins.
I was going to say Marquette has some crazy defense, some crazy Cinderella type
potential.
They're
what you call a bracket buster.
100%. But Ole Miss just got handed a dirty loss by LSU. I think they're going to want to redeem themselves. I think they got bigger things in store.
So you're saying only one upset in the first round?
At least for this region, yeah.
All right. Let's go Mississippi.
I'll give you $10 if you're wrong. Okay, let's go over to...
You don't want to finish your side, then move on to the next side?
Yeah, sure.
While we're doing this, let me tell y'all about Offset. Okay? Set It Off tour. All right? So, I had work that day. I finished at 7. My friend Christian came to the mall. We linked up. He drove so I could change and do my makeup in the span of 25 minutes. And for anybody that knows me, when it comes to doing my makeup and stuff, I'm pretty good. Okay? When I have time. But I was feeling the heat because I had to get ready and I had to do my makeup all in that little drive. And we're taking the DVP. The DVP ain't for the weak. Motherfuckers swerving. I'm trying to do my mascara, waiting. I'm oh, this looks like a turn coming up. I'm see, good thing I kept that brush off my face because I'd have a black streak going right across my forehead and then I'd be pissed and then I wouldn't want to go. So anyways, we get there.
I wish you got that black streak.
You know what? Forehead. Nobody asked you. What? Okay? You were given a task. Anyways, as I was saying,
let me just drink my drink.
So we get there. It's 7:30. The venue was supposed to open up at the venue's history, by the way. So the venue was supposed to open up at 7, I want to say. That's what it said on the ticket. But as with most artists, it never really opens up on time. Nothing's ever on time. So I'm okay, maybe it'll be open by 7:30. We'll get there right when they start opening the gates. Now, I had a couple of friends that were in the line already. So when we got there, I went to Harvey's first, got a burger, some fries, and a Red Bull. And then we hopped in the line with them. The line was already moving. Brother, I scarfed that shit down. If y'all ever want to enroll me in an eating contest, please do. I think I would eat. Straight up.
Well, isn't that the point of the eating contest?
Not in that. You know what I meant. You know what I meant.
I think I would eat.
You know what I meant. Anyways, so we get in the line and, it's moving. I'm like, shit, I got to scarf down this burger, this fries, and this drink. The security guard, I'm like, shit, do I got to throw it out? He's like, nah, there's a garbage at the front. Like, you keep eating if you want. He's like, I respect the hustle. So I'm out here scarfing shit down because I'm like, I want to drink. I can't drink on an empty stomach. So I'm scarfing it down. I didn't even get a drink. So I did all that shit for nothing. I should have just starved. Anyways.
Oh, no.
No. Don't do that. But yeah, so I scarf it down, whatever. We get to the front, like right at the metal detectors. I'm like, okay, and I got to toss all these bags. Toss all the bags, whatever. It's like 7:40, 7:45. We get let in. We go to coat check. We're waiting in the front.
You think Ole Miss is gonna upset Notre Dame?
No.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
We go. What was I saying? You just distracted me from my point. Yeah, so we get in there. We go to coat check. We start waiting around by the stage. At this point, we're maybe like 5 or 6 rows from the front. And then after so I want to say this time it's like 8 o'clock. So I didn't have any expectations. Like I knew Offset was not going to come out until maybe closer to like 9:30. So I knew we had to wait like another hour at least. And you know how they have the DJs playing, they'll bring out, some of the openers and whoever that is. So the DJs are playing the music, right? And the set was terrible. Like, I don't know who the opening DJs were. There was 2 of them, but it was garbage. Like, I'm talking different vibes. Like, they were playing like 90s R&B and then they would switch to like Lotto right after. I'm like, those 2 songs can't end up on the same playlist. Like, you gotta have one vibe, and then when you switch the vibe, be like, all right, we're gonna switch the vibe for the older folks in here. We're gonna start playing some real music, whatever you want to say, and then boom, you switch the vibes like that. There's like little things that you do, you know what I mean, to let the crowd know that the vibes are about to change. There was none of that. They were flip-flopping. At one point, they were trying to switch a track, and the music cut out completely. Like, if I wasn't there to see Offset, like, if I was there to just, like, kind of enjoy myself, have a good vibe, I was just there because it's history or whatever, I would have left. Like, the lead up to Offset was so underwhelming. Fast forward, Offset comes out. His performance was killing me. Offset is so funny, just, like, to his person. But to see him perform live, like, he's everything I kind of thought he would be. The only complaint I have is I just wish that his set was longer because he has so many songs and the set was like just about an hour. He came out at 9:45 and then left at 10:45. And it's kind of like, had he maybe come out like 9:30, that's at least 3 or 4 songs he could have played. And then that would have made the concert seem a lot more like fulfilling in a way. But that was my only really complaint on that side of things. But let me tell y'all, Josée, I need you to hear this. I am done with the mosh pit life. I went to Rolling Loud. I went to Don Toliver. I went to Offset. And when I tell you I have a video, I'm out here like just trying to get a nice clear video of Offset because I'm pretty close. Next thing you know, I find myself in the middle of a mosh pit. I'm out here fighting for my life. Like, my 5'3" ass fighting for my life. My friend Alan, my friend Christian, they're both like taller. Christian's like what, 6'1", 6'2". Alan's maybe like a little shorter than that. They're like, Ren, you're good. And I'm like swallowed by the mosh pit. Just like reaching out for them, bro. Like, help me. Like, no, like I got swallowed. Like at some points, yeah, I could hold my own. I might jump around in there with them. Like, I'm a little scrappy, so I got you. You know what I'm saying?
That's the key.
But no, I'm done. My knees hurt. My back hurt. Like, people stink. Like, people go to these concerts and don't bathe. Like, everybody's sweating because it's hot in there. I understand. But I didn't stink. The friends that I went with didn't stink. I just don't understand how you're going to go up in the place. No deodorant. It smells like you haven't showered in days. Like what? Like,
it's giving you camped outside.
It's giving you camped outside. No, for real. If y'all go into any concert, please bathe. Please put on deodorant. Like, there should be a public service. They should put that on the ticket. A requirement to get into the venue is to have bathed your skin and put on deodorant.
Hey, you gonna be the one that's smelling people before they walk in.
Hell no. You catch a motherfucking breeze. Like,
Oh
Get the
my
fuck out.
gosh.
like, nah. But
Nah.
yeah, I am done with the mosh pit life. I think I'm done being at the front. Like, I'm a front girly. Like, I'll make my way up there, you know, get a 1-2 picture video. I think I'm done with that life. Genuinely. I feel like I tore my ACL.
There. Okay. Nah, man, the key to the mosh pit, like, you just gotta jump. Literally, do not stay on the ground. You set yourself up for failure. You know, I'm gonna interrupt you really quickly.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, I just went and filled out the stuff that y'all don't care about. But now we're in Albany too. So this is with Iowa and UCLA, which, by the way, just to mention, I know we just talked about before Renee shared her story about offset. We were talking about South Carolina, Iowa, and now UCLA. There's actually going to be a documentary on ESPN following Camila Cardoso, who's the center from Brazil, on South Carolina, obviously following our girl Caitlin Clark, and then Kiki Rice, the guard out of UCLA. So one thing I was going to say as well, too, is UCLA, we talked about it. They are hooping. And I'm excited about this documentary because I feel like women's sports in general, unless you're at the like professional level, you don't get a lot of recognition for like they are treating Caitlin Clark like she is the Michael Jordan of college basketball, as they should.
I mean, she
Like,
kind of is right now.
She literally is the Michael Jordan. And I as much as like, you know, a lot of women's sports or women's college basketball's visibility has been because of Caitlin Clark, it's important that these women are getting visibility. Like players like Kiki Rice and Camila Cardoso, those are really cool players that you get to know a lot better from documentaries like this that put a spotlight on talented players from teams that are striving to be the best. So yeah, it's gonna make it so much sweeter when the documentary comes out after this is all said and done, of like who made it to the end kind of thing. But yeah,
I just want to say something about West Virginia. The coach from West Virginia.
yeah, he had some shit to say the other day in the press.
Y'all remember that Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus beef?
Had a lot to say about it the other day.
Say about me the other day in the press. The West Virginia coach told his girls in the organization, let's send Caitlin Clark packing. Now, do we got to be on upset?
On upset watch?
Yo.
Hell no. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I said I'm not about to let.
It's not just gonna be Caitlin Clark that's gonna take them to the chip. It's gotta be the team.
It's gotta be the team.
It's gotta be the team.
I mean, this gonna be a hard fought game. I would love to see overtime.
Oh, OT would go crazy.
We might have an upset alert with we might have an upset alert with Louisville and LSU on the watch.
Nah, LSU taking that.
Well, Louisville's our girl HVL, Haley Van Lith, her old team.
That's what I mean. Like,
some bad blood over there. Maybe I don't know. Could be all good.
To the better squad. She wanted herself a chip.
Hey man, nothing wrong with it. I think it's pretty frowned upon for college athletes to. It's pretty frowned upon for college athletes to transfer. Like, they're not professional. It's not like trades. But hey, man, you're allowed to have goals. Yeah, you're allowed to have goals and you're allowed to want to win and want to be a part of a winning organization. Most of these colleges have pretty good programs in general. And outside of the academics thing, as long as you got that intact, if you want to transfer to a team to play better, everybody did. Like, everybody's done that, right?
Everybody's going to do it at some point, right?
So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup between LSU and Louisville. And then I definitely think LSU versus UCLA is going to be interesting because whoever wins that is facing Iowa to make it to the Final Four. Like, it's not like last year where Iowa met LSU in the finals. We going to have a finals rematch
right here
in the Elite Eight. You know how entertaining that is gonna be for that to happen. Who do you think? LSU beating UCLA though? Yeah. So we got to go to the Final Four. We got Iowa versus LSU. I'm saying LSU's pulling off the upset.
I don't even think it's really an upset. It only looks like an upset because LSU's like ranked 3rd. But no, I think they have that.
To be fair, I would have rather had UCLA in Iowa's bracket so that UCLA had a chance.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? UCLA could have beaten Iowa. I think that for sure. But yeah. Nah, man. But yeah, while we fill the rest of this out, like, let's talk about Beyonce. Mother. Miss Beyonce. So, you know, everybody knows about her country song that she came out with. And now she got a country album coming out March 29th. What else happened? Quick little recap on that. She kind of had a little thank you post a couple days ago talking about, you know, a lot of people shit on her country, on her stepping into the country music. Like, she's not from Texas. Like, she can do whatever she wants. But yeah, I just think it's a testament to her versatility as an artist. And we talk about her being one of like the most, like, she's the only active like living icon in my opinion. Like, still very active in the music scene. Like, she's an icon, and she's probably going to be one of the only people to have a legacy close to those that came before her. You know what I mean? So, you know, for her to be stepping into that country scene, and she had the #1 song as a country song. Now she about to put out the #1 country album, and hopefully finally knock Taylor Swift out the categories for all these major Grammys and whatever and this and that. And it cheeses me seeing her there every year. But yeah.
Quick interruption.
No.
Do we think Tennessee upsets NC State?
Tennessee's hooping.
That's what I was thinking. But then
so
they won't beat
NC
Stanford.
State.
They won't beat Stanford.
I think NC State's gonna win.
Stanford beats NC State. Does Utah beat Texas?
No.
You're sure?
Yeah. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Put Utah in there. Utah versus Stanford. Stanford's winning it. Connecticut versus USC. I'm a UConn fan, so I want UConn to win.
I think I'm putting UConn just because I got to ride for them. I got to ride for my guys.
But Juju's balling. Like, Juju's balling.
Gotta ride for mine. So our Final Four, bracket-wise, looking like South Carolina, Stanford, LSU, UConn. Did UConn play LSU last year? No, they didn't even make it out of the Elite Eight. So they didn't play LSU. They match up. We match up with LSU.
Yeah. We got some talented rookies, too.
Like Aaliyah Edwards and Angel Reese is the matchup.
I love Aaliyah Edwards, you know, being from Toronto and all. Not Toronto, but being
straight
from
up.
Toronto. But LSU, like, the SEC is a different beast.
Yeah.
They dominate. When they're the favorites, it is very hard for them to be upset. I want to see a LSU South Carolina. That's what I want to see. I want to see a LSU South Carolina rematch. And I want to see LSU upset. But I think South Carolina's going to win it all.
All right, what's our final score? I think 80-77.
I don't know if they're even going to get to 80. Actually, they did last time, but it's playoff basketball. I think it's going to be something like 73-71. The one thing I think, though, that we are sleeping on is UCLA. Like, I think UCLA could come out on top. I just don't know a lot about their style of play, how it matches up in the SEC versus, you know, like, you got to think about it, right? Like, UConn plays a very, like, very much a 3-point offense, whereas the SEC is going to dog you in the paint.
True.
they're gonna get out and run and get fast break opportunities and just bully you off the ball. Like they're just gonna do that. Whereas, the Pac-12 as well too arguably plays a more aggressive style of offense. But I think like the Big East, the Big Ten, where Caitlin Clark is from, like they play a 3-point kind of offense. And 3-point offense is great, but people aren't guarding you that hard in the regular season. Maybe Caitlin Clark, maybe they're guarding you that hard. But anybody else, probably not. Because let's be for real.
You know what she's like capable.
You get the script, you see Iowa on your game sheet, and your script is stop Caitlin Clark and let anybody else make a play.
Well, that's like what most coaches in that scenario would do. Like us as coaches, when we were playing and we were going up against schools that had 1 or 2 shooters and, star of the team type, it was like, let anybody else burn us.
And if anybody else burn us, you live with it. You got to make sacrifices. I mean? Like,
there's sacrifices you got to make as a team, as a coach.
But I just don't think, I think because the competition is so much higher, these 3-point shooting teams are going to struggle. Like, that's why I see UConn struggling. Because they're not going to be able to, like, Nika Mule is not going to be able to get her shot off as easily as she would have in the regular season.
Yeah.
She's going to have to do more because Paige and Aaliyah are going to get swallowed up by defenses. They're still going to make plays, but it's going to force other people to do more. Now, I do think Nika Mule is like capable of stepping up to that challenge because she did have to play in place of Paige when Paige went down. You know what I mean?
It was either last year or this year. She broke Sue Bird's single season record for assists. She had 284.
So I think she fits very well into whatever role she's asked to play. And that's from like a UConn perspective. I just think teams like LSU and South Carolina are incredibly dominant. Like South Carolina, their win margin.
That was last year.
Right? Their win margin, South Carolina's win margin is no less than 20 points. No less.
Maybe we about to see that flop.
Last year, Iowa exposed where they were beatable, which was from the 3-point line. Because they didn't have girls that were shooting threes. Like we said, the SEC is a very paint-driven type of team. Now, LSU, they just have to click. They just have to find their identity as a team, which they are now. At the beginning of the season, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Politics.
A lot of politics.
Outside of basketball things, which are never good.
And I feel like they've found their niche as a team. Like they found their identity. And when you have girls as dominant from inside as Anissa Morrow and Angel Reese, and then you have fast guards that can shoot like Flage and HVL, and then you have gritty guards like Poa. She's recovering. I don't know if they're gonna have her until later on in the tournament.
Maybe not, but
like when you have like they have the best pieces to win, but South Carolina plays great team basketball.
Well, I was literally about to say that. Team basketball, above all the individual skill of each player on your team, is what will win you a championship. Yeah. You play as a team, you lose as a team. Now, South Carolina hasn't lost this season, and that is partly because they play team basketball.
They're unbeatable from all areas of the floor right now.
So, at the end of the day, if they win it all, no complaints on my end. You know what I mean? Like, they deserve it. 100% deserve it. But it's just going to be really cool, really amazing basketball to watch overall. I think this March Madness is arguably going to be one of the most exciting because a lot of these girls are seniors. Yeah. A lot of these girls aren't coming back. And they're playing some of the best basketball of their lives. So everybody tune in. Watch a game. Watch one game.
Yeah.
If you can. Support. Because you won't witness this again.
Or maybe you will, because let's be for real. We got some pretty talented rookies.
Give it
2 more years and we're going to see this entertainment again. But yeah.
The hype is there.
The hype is there. The visibility's finally there. Like, I noticed, like, just a very small thing. The selection Sunday. So, when they select all the teams and they give you your ranking in your region and everything like that. Usually they would do the women's stuff at like 6 o'clock. People aren't really
tuned in.
They did the men's at 6 and the women's at 8 because they knew you can't fight it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People would much rather tune in to watch women's sports than they would men's.
Matt Barnes said it on All the Smoke.
Shannon Sharp said it. Stephen, everybody said it. Everybody said it. They can faster name 5 women's college athletes than they can name men's college athletes
right now. I'm here for the shift. Men's basketball, men's college ball has been so boring.
It's not this entertaining, man.
Like, yeah, I keep up with UNC. That's my team. I'm always going to keep up with those guys. I didn't even know Caleb Love left to go to Arizona until like a month ago.
So what was that whole speech you just had about your team?
No, but that's what I mean.
You always go.
It might be my team, but like I sooner knew that UConn was coming to Toronto from like last year. Like before they even put the tickets up.
Yeah. Shout out Gino and Paige because
meeting them was surreal.
Was insane.
Surreal.
Like when you think about it, like I'm watching I have a picture with. I got to speak to a future Hall of Fame, like WNBA player
and a Hall of Fame head coach,
Hall of Fame head coach, and Gino Oriama. Like we got to see them. Like they were so close. We gave them a high five. Like
a future first rounder in Kaden Samuels. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like
when you think about it, it's just crazy. Like it's so crazy.
100%. Yeah, that's March Madness for you folks. Definitely tune in. Definitely catch a game. If you make a bracket, let us know in the comments. If your bracket breaks after Friday, because that might happen to some of y'all. But let us know where you're at. Send pics of your brackets. We'd love to see them.
100%.
But that was episode 3, March Madness edition. We'll definitely be back with more energy, more laughs, more stories for y'all next week. This week is kind of just a recovery. We wanted to put something out for y'all, something to look forward to for the weekend. But thank you for indulging in this with us. 3 takeaways from today. Women in sports, support women's sports, and bathe your skin. Peace.